Hey guys, Ryan here, and I'm back again with another video, this time in the IS7. I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to show you a game that I actually lost. Spoiler, I lose the game. But it really dawned on me that there's a lot of games I'm having where I have high damage, high assistance, a good result all around, but because it's a loss or because it's not an ace tanker, I don't upload it to YouTube. And I thought I'm missing out on a lot of good games and interesting games just because I didn't get the ace or the win, and that's, I think, a real waste. Just because you don't win a game or you don't get an ace tanker doesn't mean you've not had a good game, and also doesn't mean that there's not anything to talk about in a game. So I'm going to bring this video to you today, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So I'm in the IS7. This was actually my first ever tier 10 tank. And because I'm in an IS7, I've decided that I'm going to do something I wouldn't really try in any other tank. I'm going to rush to the frontier. A very dangerous move considering they've got 6 TDs, including 2 Death Stars and a Waffenträger Alpha 100. But I've decided I'm going to rush straight up. I get spotted. I'm thinking about stopping, but I decide, you know what, I'm in an IS7. I can do what I want. I'm going to push straight down. I was going to push up there and keep them all spotted, but I thought the tier 10 light tank went down the riverbed here, so I'm going to follow him. Managed to get a shot to him, tracking him. However, as I go to ram him, because of the terrain I'm on, and the terrain just of the I-7, I can't actually turn very good. But IS-7 side armor holds out well for me there. I manages to bounce the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen's shell. As I'm getting ready to go back to the position I originally intended, I notice the enemies behind me, and I think, you know what, I've never gone to this position before. I normally never fight here. I don't really take any tank to this location on this map, but came down here for the light tank. I'm just going to go with it and see where it goes. That shot there was a bit interesting. I think there was a bit of a bug with the modelling of the bridge there. I've decided that I'm in an IS7, I'm going to push forward and hopefully stay hull down on this corner here. I'm not sure if it's possible yet, so I'm moving forward to see if I can go hull down on it. And there's a Type 5 Heavy. And I've got standard shell loaded, so I'm just going to ignore him because I know I can't pan him. I'm going to hit the E4 instead. Now I'm going to start loading APCR here for that Type 5. And also, coming here is actually working out quite well because our artillery has shots over here, so I'm actually getting a decent bit of assistance. As you see, already up to 2,100. Aim for the weak point of the Type 5 Heavy, and I managed to ammo rack him as well. And then second shot in a row into that weak point, get the ammo rack kill. Now I am keeping an eye on the mini-map. I do see that TD behind us on the bridge. I just had a quick look to see what it is. It's a Waffenträger, which is not very good because you can just come over that corner and one-clip me from full health. But I am keeping an eye on the mini-map. Trying to snipe the cupola on top of Panzer 7's turret, although I probably would have been better off just trying to shoot straight through his turret. As you see, that's what I'm going to start doing. Although he turns his turret, so I don't really need to actually worry about firing premium. I would have been able to pen that with a standard round. I'm going to keep the premium loaded in case he looks right at me, so I can shoot through his turret. These are all unnecessary premium rounds, because every time I go to fire he turns his turret, so where I would have been able to pen him with standard rounds. This one here, though, I believe, I don't think I could have penned that with a standard shell. I could be wrong then. This game's been quite slow. I've come to a hold down position. I've managed to keep myself safe from the artillery and the Death Stars, and I've managed to save all my hit points so far. Just slowly trying to deal with the enemy tanks on this side of the map. Now the 277's in a really awkward position here. So I start to move forward to go for the Jaeger, and right as I push out, the 277 pushes. Gets my driver. A quick look at the map, and I decide that we have to kill this Jagdpanzer 100, and then we have to go back to base. Thankfully the Conqueror GC has got us covered. Now as we're coming out, we are quite conscious of the fact that there was a Waffenträger LV-100 spotted up on the bridge, as well as a heavy tank spotted up there. However, we need to get back to base. We've decided that with our tank destroyer at the other end of the bridge, we should be fine to cross over. Actually, the IS7, usually a fast heavy tank, not too fast down on this kind of terrain because of the terrible terrain resistance. It was actually my first game playing the IS7 in, I'd say, about a month. And even before that, I've only played it like 4 times in the past few months, because it was my first tier 10 tank, and then I sold it, and I only bought it back a few months ago. So, if it wasn't for the Chisel contract, I'd be playing it a lot more. But I don't get too many opportunities to play tanks that don't work for the contract. As we're returning to base, the 5A's gone for the artillery. Our E-Force has been killed. And we have a lot of health, but the issue in this game is that they have 2 Death Stars still. And it doesn't matter how much health or armor you have, Hess shells are going to damage you, and actually the Death Stars can still one-shot me. They need to have a high RNG damage roll, but I am a potential one-shot for the Death Star. Our 5A just got Death Star to base. And now we've decided, with an artillery in the game, 2 Death Stars, that we're going to have to hold this position. Because if we go out in the open, we're exposing ourselves to possibly getting shot in the side or the rear by a Death Star, or getting hit by the artillery. So we're just going to set up here and wait for the opponents. Now, this is a good time to mention, actually, that I don't know about anyone else, but I found the IS7, for me, is, probably because of the speed, really good at getting me assistance. I quite often get 2,000, 3,000 spotting assistance in the IS7, which really helps for experience and gun marks if you're interested in such a thing. So that ability just to drive forward and get assistance is really helpful. Now it's going to be a bit slow here as we're waiting. We need to set up at one side to watch and try and spot when the enemies show up. I said, if it wasn't for the fact that the 2 TDs remaining were Death Stars, we probably would have pushed out. There's the Chisel. Bounced the first shot off the Chisel. I might come to regret that later. Trying to hide behind the mountain unspotted because I don't know where the artillery is. Very slow gameplay at the moment, but I feel like it was the right choice at the time. Also at this moment, I'm actually well aware, and we're actually talking at the moment, about how the enemy team must be all gathering together to come push us at the same time, but there's one Death Star. Now the good news is, straight away I've seen that that Death Star is a potential one-shot for me. I should reliably one-shot him, but as you saw earlier, I actually had a damage roll earlier for under 380, so it is possible for me to not kill him. Bounce off the side of the Chisel there because of the spaced armor, and also narrowly avoid the artillery. Now, had I penned that first shell earlier and that one, the Chisel would already be dead by now. Potentially. Managed to pen that shell by aiming into the upper hull, not the lower plate. Been hit by the artillery, but there's not much I can do because I know that the enemy are behind us as well. So just trying to kill these enemies as quick as possible. I realise that the Death Star's the biggest threat here, because he can do more damage to me. Now at this point, I'm already pretty confident I'm going to lose because Felix has told me that the other Death Star is on full health. With the artillery hitting me, ammo racking me, Death Star on full health and a Super Conqueror on 1600 health, it wasn't looking good. So quite a slow game that one, but tried to do a bit more strategic plays in it towards the end, and I managed to get a lot of damage from going to a position I never would usually go to. So this game was for 5,400 damage and 2,200 assistance with 4 kills. And even though I fired all 10 of my premium rounds, I actually make 134k profit due to the silver boost event. Now I actually did the most damage on both teams there, but the enemy platoon of the Death Stars, Wolf and Super Conqueror did really well on their team, as did their Chisels. I'm not too upset with that game, and it was a good game all around for Marks of Excellence as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.